Hello and welcome to Retro Reminisce. My name's Killjoy and I am joined by the two clowns as always. To my right, Mr. Fruity Sama. How are you doing?
Yo, very well.
Good. Glad to hear it. And to my other right, Mr. Mark Kitchen as always.
Hey.
How are you doing?
How are you doing? That's the question.
How are you doing?
I'll answer your question with a question. I'm very well, I'm good.
I think I might have actually done a better intro then.
Get out.
Get out.
Right,
Yeah,
good. That's what I like to hear.
Gravy.
So, yeah, gravy too. It's always good.
It's all gravy.
Retro Reminisce, as always, is a show talking about older games that we've played and see if they're still good, if they're bad, hold up, all that kind of spiel. I know last time we did Metroid, and we did before that did promise we were going to do Sonic 2. So here it is at long last, Sonic 2.
That's my bad.
Mr. Fruity was out doing other things, real life things. So we're going to talk about a bit of Sonic 2 today. So a very, very, very high esteemed platformer. I'm going to shove it over to Mr. Mark. When was the first time you remember playing this game?
Well, I don't know if you remember me telling you that I played this first game around my granddad's house when I was a kid. Well, that is not true with this game.
Oh.
He didn't have that one. So
plot twist.
Yeah, sorry. I can't throw that in there. No, I played this around my friend Greg's house. He was one of my best friends when I was a kid. He lived like around the corner from me, and a couple of other mates used to come around, and it was one of those kind of sat on the bottom of two bunk beds in front of a like little 12-inch screen, like with an old Sega Mega Drive controller. So yeah, lots of nostalgia from there for this, from like 20 plus years ago. Don't really remember how far I used to get into the game when I played the one player when I was a kid. Not like Sonic 1 where I could always remember what bits I was stuck on.
Yeah.
I know because you got past like Emerald Hill Zone and Chemical Plant and stuff. But I think it's because I played it quite consistently through my life that I can't remember how far I used to get when I was a kid. Love it. Loads of nostalgia for it. Loved it as much as the first one, really. Kind of on par in terms of memory of it. Played a lot of the multiplayer as well. When I was a kid, we never used to play the multiplayer properly. Though we just used to race. We didn't properly do like the best of 5 thing with the item boxes, score, rings and tools and speed. Which I did do that later when I was at uni. But yeah, back in the day, just used to be like, whoever gets at the end wins, going.
Yeah.
Loads of good memories. I also probably played it around some other kid, like friends' houses when I was that age. Someone else that had a Mega Drive, but that's like that particular friend, and that's pretty much when I first played it. I was probably like 5, 6, 7-ish.
Yeah.
So not when it came out, like a couple of years after, 2 years after or something. But yeah, it was good times. Just equally as fun and happy awesomeness as the first games, mate.
Awesome, that's what I like to hear. Mr. Fruity, I'm pretty sure you've got a lot to say on this. Do you remember the first time you played it?
Yeah, because I had it as part of my same Mega Collection.
Yeah, you did.
Sonic 1 and Mean Bean Machine. So yeah, I remember exactly getting that and spending
A good set of games.
many hours on that, yeah. Used to play a lot with my older brother as well. Used to do like co-op and racing and yeah. Played this a lot. God knows how many hours. Kind of good at these old games to have like play counts.
Yeah, right.
So my cartridge must have so many hours played.
I remember getting kicked over with the co-op because I was always Tails and I would never be able to keep up.
It's right, so you just keep dying and come back. Nobody cares about the chaos, it doesn't matter.
Oh no, it's begun. It's already begun. So, fairly good memories then.
Yeah, fun times.
I was always Tails as well.
About you, Levers?
Levers? What a weird way
I've got a new nickname, guys.
Levers.
Levi.
I would say...
Leaves it out.
Yeah, Levi alone. I don't really... It's weird. I remember the game quite well, but I don't really remember the first time I played it. Like, I'm pretty sure my dad's mate brought his Mega Drive around and he had it, and I remember watching it. I think I played it a lot later around a friend's house. Like you guys, I just remember it being like a very colourful, vibrant game, like the first game. Watching it, just enjoying the fact that it wasn't, because I had a NES and I had Mario, so I was so used to that. So, you know, seeing another platformer that was as good as the Mario games, but like, you know, like different graphics, all this sort of stuff. So my memory, I can't remember the exact first time I played it, but I do remember watching it before I ever played it, and yeah, just enjoying the fact that it was, you know, it was loud, brash, colourful game. It's just like, wow, it had me enthralled watching it, and I used to like doing that when I was younger. It was like watching other people play games quite a lot. Yeah, I think I played it probably when I was don't know, I would say about 10, 12, maybe a bit older than that. I remember playing more, I think I might have played the Master System Sonic games before I played these. I can't remember. But
I was definitely before school age. Must have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know, thinking it, I must have been at least 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Maybe 8.
Yeah, it was definitely a little later for me, I think, because I saw more of it than I actually played of it until I played it. So, but yeah, like you guys, I did very much enjoy it, and it has a lot of it's up there with the classics that I go back to and stuff. Yeah, let's crack on to things that we like about this game, because I feel like this is going to be a very long section of the entire podcast, and I'm going to start with Mark because I feel like Dave's going to have a lot to say on this, probably as well as you, Mr. Mark. So we'll start with Mr. Mark. What are the things you really like about this game?
Where do we start? As with the first one, I think it's just great platforming, as in just multiple routes through levels is just so much fun. It has so much, that gives it so much replay value, just being like loads of different ways through each level. I think that's really cool. Kind of like, yeah, gives you replay value. You don't get bored because you play it a different way the next time, kind of thing. And even playing it now, I can't always remember which route leads to where, or where all the secrets are, and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, I
really love the graphics, the colour, really nice, like bright, vivid colours. Definitely pleased me when I was a child. Like most of the levels, like I think the level design is great. Emerald Hill Zone, very reminiscent of Green Hill Zone. Yeah. Chemical Plant Zone is just awesome, but we'll get on. That's going to be a whole different section of this.
Yeah, we'll get to that a little later.
I really like Casino Night.
Oh yeah.
I really like how well that is designed. Just like a massive pinball, springy awesomeness, and you can just get loads of rings by going to the
getting the pinball machine.
Yeah, that's really cool. Just gonna give a brief comparison to the first game. I quite like the fact that there's 2 levels per act as opposed to 3. I think it paces the game slightly better in some ways. Don't know if anyone agrees with me on that.
No, I mean,
I agree.
Go on.
Sorry,
Yeah, I think it helps to speed it along.
Yeah.
Does it feel lagging? So especially with like
Marble Zone, the first
Marble Zone was the one I went to first. Like, there wasn't really enough ideas to fill 3 zones there.
Yeah,
like
levels on it.
I think it definitely helps to make it more streamlined.
Yeah, when you get to the 3rd level of Marble Zone, you're kind of a bit.
I'm on the block going over lava again.
Yeah.
Jumping over lava.
So
that's coming up from this. There's not a lot of variety in mechanics in that level.
So I kind of like that. Maybe they realised that when they were making this game. I love the music. The music is awesome.
The soundtrack is incredible.
Emerald Hill Zone multiplayer with the reggae thing is awesome. Chemical Plant Zone music is awesome. I really like the Hilltop Zone music. Even though it gets annoying, I do quite like the Metropolis Zone music in a way.
Yes.
Mainly because it's just quite enjoy that level in a weird way, even though I find it frustrating, but we'll get on to that. It's just like, it's a joyful game to play. It's so replayable. Yeah, maybe I get like a bit bored towards the end. I never usually bother with the final part of the game, but
still struggles with the final boss being really dull.
But yeah, I just think it's really well designed as well. I love the speedy thing.
The new ability.
I'll be able to spin,
The spin is great at any time, and just
that's
like
true. You
just
forget that's not in the original.
Yeah, and then you can just blast your way through the breakable walls, or you can go around loops easily, and like all kinds of stuff.
Such a mainstay of like the Sonic games. It's so weird that it's not in the first one.
It seems like a compulsory mechanic, like an essential mechanic. Like you think of it as something that's iconically Sonic, and then you realise, wait, it didn't even exist until this game.
Like in Sonic 1, there's so many times you like lose momentum or get hit, and then you're in a thing next to a steep wall, and on the other side of you got like a loop-de-loop. It's like, there's no way I can like gain enough speed to go out. So in the first game, you have to keep going backwards and forwards to try and speed yourself up. Like make momentum.
I really like the
so useful.
I think I prefer. I don't know. I think I prefer the bonus levels in this. I like the whole half pipe thing is quite fun. It's also quite fun with the 2-player when you're trying to like jump over and fight for the first position. Kind of thing. You know, like avoid the bombs and things. It's quite fun.
Trying to get those rings.
It's very much like the first game in terms of it's a bit like out there, isn't it? Because the first one you're suddenly in this very completely different controlled area and this crazy music and visuals, and now you're in a very different visual style, running around in loops. Like it seems to be a mainstay of the Sonic series to make the special stages very different. With the blue spheres and things.
I actually quite enjoy the water level on this one compared to Labyrinth. Like Aquatic Ruin Zone is quite good. I think it's because you can avoid the water quite easily. If you know the right way to go, you can avoid the water entirely, and it kind of gives you do it the right way, so you don't have to go down.
There's a bit in Aquatic Ruins 2 when I'm always in the underwater path, because I always can't be asked to do the precision platform to the top path. There's always a bit where you bounce on the spring, like the flippy red barb thing, not a spring.
Yeah.
Bounce on that, and you go up into a group of flies. Every time I get at least hit like once or twice in that bit. Like, it's very annoying because you're on like the bouncy spring thing. You can't spin upwards, so you can't attack while you're doing the jump. This just feels like every time I do this thing, I always end up like getting hurt because they just wait above the water, and like I swear, like every time there's one point. I was replaying it. I was like, oh yeah, at this point. Yeah. Every time I get like my ass kicked by this one little bit. It's like 5 or 6 of them. It's like
I always get hit by the bloody like red robot things that come out of the walls. Every time.
And like you'll be running along, stop, and like a blow dart will finally catch up to you. Well, not blow dart, the arrow will catch up to you.
It's been chasing you across the screen for the past 30 seconds.
It's like, oh for God's sake, how was I meant to know that's still following me?
Yeah, it doesn't despawn for some reason.
No, even it goes to like ground for like half the level and still there.
I would have thought a game from 1992 that it would have just disappeared after a while. Like, so yeah, all around great game. Sound, visuals, like platforming is great. The way level design. We'll get onto this, but it's not a perfect game, but we'll get onto that. But I think that different aspects of the game, sound, like design, graphics and things, so generally doing really well in all areas. Yeah. And it's so much fun. It's really replayable. Yeah.
Fruity. Obviously, again, like I know that you are hugely into the old Sonic games. So what are the things that you love about this game?
My jam. I loved the whole co-op thing. Like, I didn't know until a disturbing, like, recent time that you could like turn off Tails and the options. Like, I didn't know you could do that for so long. Like, all my whole childhood.
Can you play as Tails on his own?
You had to have him. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Karen.
So yeah, like I didn't realise you could do that.
What, one player?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, you can do Sonic and Tails, and just Tails only.
Oh, maybe I did know that and I just refused to do it.
Because no one likes Tails. Yeah, but a lot of the points that Mark has raised, Emerald Hill Zone's a good starter. Chemical Planet is just Chemical Planet. It's amazing. Chemical Planet.
Chemical Planet would be really cool though.
Yeah, it's like Captain Planet.
That should be a new like more 2D nostalgia. Sonic game, Chemical Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casino's cool, Hilltop's cool, Oil Ocean.
Oil Ocean's
a fucking terrible level.
Yeah, that's not
like it's like they just didn't try. It's a bit like the Starlight one in the first one.
Oh right.
It feels like it's just there to pad.
Starlight is like a relief after you've completed Labyrinth though. It's like, now you've got this nice relaxing zone.
So there's nothing
Oil Ocean is not that.
There's nothing good about Oil Ocean. Like the music is lame. Like the gimmicks are lame. It's like, oh yeah, we've got these like knocking tubes you can go around. It will give you invincibility. You know, the whole invincibility is just when you're in this tube being blasted between the points. That's lame. Like the enemies are lame. The octopus thing, the propellers, and like it keeps making you float, so the seahorses keep hitting you. They keep homing on you through the level. Boss is lame. It's just a rehash of the boss you've already had. Everything about it is terrible.
So back onto things you do like.
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm sure I asked him what things he likes.
Oh yeah.
Well, we know. Well, I agree.
That is like terrible.
Right, he just needs to get that out though. He's been having that in his system all day.
Yeah, this has been building up. Going back to like the bonus levels, I remember being really amazed at the time, like the kind of like 3D perspective. Because it's kind of hard to do a 3D perspective in like Sega Mega Drive era. So I think they did surprisingly well with actually time your jumps fairly well.
It's very smooth, isn't it?
It's quite easy to do, which is a lot better than a lot of 3D games.
It's quite cool how you can go up the side and the way you jump then is kind of
the physics like, almost of it.
Yeah, the physics, you kind of bounce down quicker if you go up the side and then go
if you go up, if you go to the top, you can then like turn backwards and you lose all your momentum.
Drop.
Yeah, and you sort of fall down. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's quite good. It's quite well made actually, thinking about it.
Similar thing with the Air Fortress.
Oh, what the last flying battery?
Yeah.
Not flying battery. Sorry.
No, when you're flying on
Oh,
Tails
plane.
is plane.
Oh, Sky Chase.
Because Tails is not good enough to actually fly with himself. It's Sky Chase. Even that, I remember at the time that being like amazing. Like it's like, oh wow, like you're doing a level with the other level in the background. And then when you go to that level, you're like, oh, this is where the other level was.
Yeah.
And like the whole kind of like scrolling screen and that. I remember being quite amazed by that as a child. It doesn't really hold up as well. Like, it's really boring. I guess that's kind of how intensive that probably was to the CPU of that. Kind of understand. But yeah, the colour's good. The multiplayer mode we used to do a lot, like the races.
It's good fun in the multiplayer.
Yeah, and also
I've
Mr.
played that
Cave
to
Zone
death.
is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Used
Mr.
to
Cave
love
Zone.
Multiplayer Mr. Cave was like
There's
the
that
one.
one cheap,
Yeah.
There's that one cheap death.
Oh, well, you would just always go straight down the hole and you can't get out of it. Yeah.
And they always had the invincibility by that point. They're just like, oh, I'll grab on this. Because, like, the grabbing physics aren't the best in this game. Like, you're like, I'm going to grab it. And you just go straight through it and you just land down there. The invincibility on you, like, well, you have to wait for this music to end now.
Yeah.
So it's when last time I did it when I was replaying this, it's just someone just tapping his foot with the invincibility. Like, you'll be like nonchalant if you realize what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It's like lost my rings and died. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Oh, that's killed me so many times. So many times.
Why give you invincibility before that point? It's just like rubbing salt into the wound.
You're gonna die, but you're gonna die slowly.
Yeah.
It's a bloody good zone though, Mr. Cave. I do like
There's
it.
not really anything. It's all the same power-ups, isn't it, as the first one? Like it's all. It's
Um,
more like projectile weapons in there, like more arcs, like the monkeys with their coconuts and
Yeah.
stuff. Like there is a range of like projectiles, which is more than like the first game.
I didn't think I think they didn't want to overdo it, kind of thing. Add too much.
I think it builds on what the first Sonic does quite well. Like it's kind of completely revamped, like all the design and the enemies and even like the layout of the levels. Like the levels are more like multicolored and like everything's just been kind of tightened up as well. There's less bugs.
Yeah.
Like, I ran into quite a big bug in Casino Night where I just like bounced on like a red spring and then just like did the running animation in the wall.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like stuck in the wall just doing the running animation.
Yeah, I've got stuck in the wall sometimes.
It does happen, doesn't it?
I think Casino Night has like loads of angles, I guess, and also betting in Casino Night is always a thing.
Oh, wait, the ding ding.
Just like
ding,
we
ding,
spend
yeah.
ages just like bouncing, trying to get like as many rings as we can.
You get
Yeah,
robotic
I
and
love
just
it.
lose all of them.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
Bar.
You're like, yes.
Free Sonics.
Jackpot.
Yeah.
Or you get like ring, or like ring bar ring or something. You get like two. It's like,
Oh.
It's like, what's the point? You
Yeah. No, it's good
I
that.
think Casino Night is always my favourite though. When I was a kid. Yeah, Levi.
I mean,
you like?
Most of this is going to be mirroring what you guys said, but something we haven't really spoke about, which I actually really like in this game over the first one, is I think the boss fights for the most part are much better in this game. Like,
That's true.
That's a good point. Yeah.
yeah, like they're just more creative. Like Emerald Hill, we'll get to Chemical Plant in a minute, but like Emerald Hill is like just quite easy, but it sets it up quite nicely, and then all the other bosses are actually I think they're just more a little bit more challenging than the first game and a lot more fun. Aquatic Room one I quite
Still
like.
has terrible glitches.
Yeah, there's still issues with it. I think the
the
Mystic Cave one's really cool, where he drills and the spikes come down.
Yeah.
That was-
Hilltop's really good.
Yeah, the Mystic Cave one always made me really like tense because I thought, if I didn't have any rings, I was just so terrified I'd get hit by a spike. I was like, no.
Yeah.
The spikes is always.
And the Aquatic Ruin one as well with the arrows where you jump on them. That was really cool.
I think that they just did a better job with the boss fights in it. The only one, and I mean, this is more of a negative. The only one I'm not a huge fan of is Chemical Plant because of the
Chemical
huge.
Plant, not
No,
Oil Ocean.
No. Here's why. Chemical Plant, the boss spikes really hard in terms of difficulty because it's not so much the boss, it's the fact that he's got those flipping platforms but either side. And you've got a very small place to fight him on, and it seems like it's a boss fight that will be better maybe like Zone 4 or something. Because to go from Emerald Hill...
also you have the problem where like if you jump and Tails hits him
You go straight through him.
you then go straight through
Yeah.
because the invincibility frames on the boss, which is really annoying.
It's the only boss
I've
in the
died
game.
from that.
Yeah, it's the only boss in the game I think is just a little bit poorly designed. If you're doing it just as your own, it's all right. But because it's the second boss in the game, it feels like it should be a bit further in the game. Because like Aquatic Ruin's easy in comparison, Hilltop's fairly easy in comparison.
Out of all the bosses fights that annoys me,
Oil
Oil
Ocean.
Ocean and Metropolis have like much
Yeah.
worse, I think.
Metropolis still is
cheaper.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Metropolis is just weird. Why have they got these balloons? So why do they hurt me if they don't hurt you when they inflate.
Yeah. But in terms of things I like about the game, I like the game a lot. Graphically, I like the improvements over the first game. A lot more colour, a lot more vibrancy.
Also, like the amount of idle animations.
Yeah, when he's standing still, when I think Tails does it, either he looks at his watch and taps and zooms down.
You got like the 2 tiers of being on the edge.
Yeah, like steady, and they're like, whoa! Yeah, that's really cool.
As we used to call it.
Levels as well, like Emerald Hill, very reminiscent of Green Hill, and then Chemical Plant is just amazing, futuristic looking. Like, it's just the design on that level is incredible. But I like how there are always callbacks to the first game. So you've got like, Emerald Hill is similar to Green Hill, and then you've got like Casino is kind of like Spring Yard.
Yeah.
And then you've got like I'm trying to think what the other one was. There's another one that matches up. But yeah, like there's those sort of callbacks to the first game in the level design.
Metropolis.
Metropolis
kind of like Scrap Brain.
Yeah, Scrap Brain Metropolis is kind of like similar. But there's that similarities there, which is really, really cool. I mean, you could say Aquatic Ruin, Labyrinth Zone.
But just because they're
water levels, that's really loosey. Yeah, the level design itself, the fact that for the most part in this game, each level 1, level 2 in most of the worlds is fun. They do introduce new mechanics each time. Like Chemical Plant is a very fast zone, spinning around and getting shot through things. Hilltop's a lot of like bouncing on stuff and like avoiding lava.
I love the Hilltop like colour palette for
the
level as well.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And like Mystic Cave is a lot like sort of narrow corridors and avoiding things, and Metropolis is very like run rounds and shit. Like the ideas in each of the zones, I think works really well. Like the design there, yeah, except for Ocean. We'll get onto that. We'll have a proper rag on that, even though you already have. Like the improvements they've made to the gameplay are cool as well. Like you said, you have got the spin dash now rather than just the running and hitting down in the first game. They still keep the fact that the controls are nice and easy. You only need one button to play this game, which is great. And then the 2-player mode is the other thing. Well, music, but I'll get on to music in a sec. But 2-player mode, the fact that you've got that. It does lag a bit, it runs a bit like as you'd expect for a game of that time, but it was a lot of fun, especially racing against each other, and then like one of you hitting all the boxes, and then like the person in the front hits like the one that swaps you with the person behind, and you're like, no! I was like, oh no, I'm all the way back in the level after we've been doing it.
Yeah.
But I remember playing Mystic Cave because that took so long. Like we kept switching, like someone would die and then you go ahead and then you think you're gonna win and then get a box, and like that was a really cool addition to the game. I didn't really care so much for the 2-player special mode, only because you spend the entire time just hitting the jump button.
Yeah, I didn't really like the 2-player special mode. I much preferred Casino and
Casino was great to doing that as well.
Yeah.
Like the music of the 2-player stuff was just as good as the music in the main game. The entire soundtrack of this game is I love the Casino Night 2-player one as well, and Mystic Cave because it's completely different. But the music in this game really has to be said. This is like probably one of the greatest game soundtracks ever. Yeah. Just the sounds that the Mega Drive was making versus the first game and stuff. They just improved on the quality of it so well. It's still got that wet farty bass noise, which I love about the Sonic games. Pumped it up, and like you'll hear people going about Emerald Hill and things like that. But Chemical Plant really is the one that's
we love it.
It's just incredible. Like it's. There we go. Got Mark giving us a rendition. A bit of Smooth Groove. Yeah. But like I think.
Fine sound.
In terms of the things that I like, these are the things that I really enjoy about the game. The sound design as well, everything just shines through really nicely. Like the game's very clean. You can always see what you're doing. So should we move on to bad things?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'd just like to start with something, and before I let you two go off on it, I've got a few things here. But the one thing that I have actually noticed about Sonic 2, more so recently playing it, and this has actually kind of changed my opinion on the game slightly, is how poor the enemy placement is in this game. Now, you were saying earlier about the Red Spring in Aquatic Ruin, and you were saying about grounders. On Emerald Hill 1, there's a bit where you hit a spring, and you fly through the air, and it doesn't matter what you do, you'll always hit the coconuts in the tree. There's a bit, you've got your rings, and you always hit it, and you'll always land slap bang on this monkey in the tree, and you can't avoid it.
Maybe it's a metaphor for life.
Maybe. But the worst offender in this game is Metropolis Zone. The enemy placement in this game is, if you don't know those levels...
Those fucking crickets, man, every time. Crickets, those green things with the fucking swords.
If you don't know those levels, you will get hit by shell crackers and the slicers. And there's nothing you can do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the things with big arms.
Yeah, so you got the red shell crackers, and then
they're both annoying enemies.
Yeah. The star enemies that explode aren't so bad, but the enemy placement.
Yeah, when you're on the pillars. Sometimes I'm running up on like a
tail sets them off.
And it's just like I can't be asked to stop running.
Yeah.
And just take the hit.
But yeah, as the last couple of times I've played the game, this is something that's really the enemy placement almost to me feels a little bit lazy in some of the places where they put it there to like slow you down, but it's where I was just saying about how for the most part you never feel like being cheated, and you've always got your idea of what's going on. Metropolis really is it does happen in other stages, but Metropolis is really the one where it's like you are constantly getting hit and it's not your fault. Yeah. And that's, to me, is one of the most frustrating things, because that's poor game design.
Yeah, it's not up to you, it's up to you just can't control it.
If you know the level, or you've watched somebody else do it, you can...
Happens in Oil Ocean.
Oh, well, Oil Ocean is another one. Oil Ocean, you constantly get hit.
There's a point in the second Oil Ocean zone where there's like a propeller underneath these blocks, and there's like a pink squid thing about to fire.
And firing.
And then because you just came down the route, so just like running along, it's fine, it'll be fine, I'll jump and hit it. You're gonna jump, and because the propeller blows, you then get stuck, so you can't, an attack animation. So you just float over to it and get hit, and then lose your rings. It's like, it's so annoying.
The seahorses in that are incredibly frustrating, because they're as soon as they appear, they fire. As soon as you're on screen, they fire at you. And 90% of the time, like, you've got very minimal amount of chance to avoid them.
They follow you for ages if you don't kill them.
I always miss the green lift things and end up hitting the flames underneath it.
Oh, yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
It's such a clusterfuck, that level.
I've got a few other things I don't like, but I'm going to hand it over to you. I just had to bring that up because it's been, for weeks now, it's been driving me up the wall, the fact that...
No, I can agree.
It's really, really frustrating. But before we get to Fruity, because I feel like this is going to be a huge...
a barrage of
yeah, just the thing as well, just Oil Ocean. Mr. Mark, what things don't you like about this game?
Yeah, so just to add to what you were saying about the parts where there were bad enemy placement, like, I think in general it's quite good, but yeah, there are parts that are like that. You kind of feel like they're trying to do it to break the pace a little bit, but actually, if it's not your fault, it is just stressful.
Yeah.
It's just like, I just feel like I'm being punished for something that I can't change. So I don't like that, but you've already mostly covered that. I don't really like the last level.
Oh, Wing Fortress, or do you mean the boss fight level?
Just the Wing
Fortress,
the plane part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I'm actually quite nostalgic about it when I played it as a kid, because I thought it was quite cool, like moving around on a plane. Playing it now is just dull. You can't do anything except move the plane. I don't really like that. Not a huge fan of Oil Ocean Zone. But in terms of zones, like, I do like most of the zones.
Yeah.
Oil Ocean Zone is probably the only one I really don't like.
Yeah.
It's good in parts, but it's kind of it's cool that they try to put you in an environment that they never put you in before in the first game.
And never again since.
Yeah. But it's not the best level. But that doesn't take too much away from the game, because all the other levels are pretty solid.
Yeah.
Other than that, immediately, I'm sure
we'll come back to you.
If we start having a bit of a discussion, I might sort of think of things and have something to sort of input into this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, maybe when, like, looking more at the two-player side of things, I really like. I love the multiplayer. I love playing through Emerald Hill Zone, Casino Night, and Mystic Cave. I think they're great to play multiplayer. But then if you then have a whole level dedicated to the pipe zone, the special thing, which I liked in the one player, but in the multiplayer you have that devoted to it, and that if it's a draw at the end of that, then you have more of that. And then it becomes really special zone heavy kind of thing. You feel like you're playing nearly as much special zone as you are the other zones. Yeah, obviously I would have liked to see more multiplayer levels, but you can't really expect too much from a game that came out 25 years ago. It's not like they're going to take all of the one player zones, whatever, like make multiplayer levels out of them. So yeah, sometimes it can get a bit like pipe heavy if you keep drawing.
You should start with special stage. That's what you should do. Start with special stage and then do the other three.
Yeah, that would make it more fun. But that's not like a huge thing. That's just a minor gripe about some of the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Other than that, I love the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I think it's just so much fun. Just to round up on that, a bit of bad enemy placement. 1 or 2 levels that I don't like that much, and then that minor multiplayer thing, which isn't really a huge issue. Not too many complaints.
Not too many.
It's all pretty good in the hood.